Hey everyone, this is Abhi again, and today it's time for revenge. The revenge of retrieval augmented generation, the revenge of RAG. Imagine this could be a movie. I know, don't count on it. But I have mixed feelings about RAG. I've always had them. We had so many different types of RAG. Can you blame me? And like it became unbearable to some extent. I'm sorry. But why do I seek the revenge of RAG? Well, first of all, why not, right? And one of the things that I've been thinking about is, can we use a merely kind of agentic approach to construct something that is better, not only in terms of its quality of being able to answer questions off of my data, but also gives a much better experience to the users. The revenge will only be complete when we prove that it can be done. Well, it's time to build. And a few days later, we have this application. Thank you, Claude Code. What it's able to do, as you can see, I'll show you a little bit under the hood. It is a purely agentic tool. It is based on Qwen 32B, an open source model with a very limited and constrained context window of 30K tokens. And it has a few tools. It has the ability to list directory, search across files, and it can do a few other things, but let's not go into that. There is a problem. Let's try saying hello. As you can see, even when I say hello, the Qwen or any open source, or rather many reasoning models, will think before answering almost anything. You can and the experience around this is very tricky. And oh my, if it has to think for saying hello, I'm going to give it a slightly complex task. And let's see what happens when we give it something complex. So I have many PDFs, but I have two PDFs relevant here. One is for HSBC, it's an annual report from 2024. And then I have the annual report of Unilever, two completely disconnected, big companies. And what I wish to get an answer on is, what are they doing in AI? Hopefully there is something to glean from, something to learn from their annual reports. And apparently, based on what you've just seen on your screen, the thinking model is able to come with an answer. This time around, it's taken a long time. It's thought through everything, and then there is an answer, which is an okay answer. It's able to get some data from one file, get another piece of data from another file, look at them together, and then come back with some sort of a cogent answer. Okay, points given. But how can we make it better? I want this model to stop overthinking. I know you before you say anything, I know that Qwen has this no underscore think switch, almost like if you append that, then the model doesn't think anymore, or doesn't stream thinking tokens. My revenge will not be complete until and unless I achieve two things. One is a decent result, which we got, but two, better experience. RAG is blazing fast. Even though it is not always accurate or it's not always complete, it's blazing fast most of the time. In this case, the model is actually overthinking, and we can deal with a bit of trade-off if the experience is better. And this is what we need to solve for. And how? Wait, what if we gave the model the opportunity to decide when to think or how much to think? Can we give the model that agency? Isn't this the whole point of using agentic systems? Lo and behold, thinking as a tool, as you can see in the piece of code there, the tool is given specific instructions that it can think dynamically. So all we have to do is to insert or remove no underscore think from the background. Sadly, Qwen doesn't allow much more control than this, but there are some other models that do. For example, Claude has thinking budget that you can dynamically set and then control the model's thinking, or let the model or the agent control its own thinking. And let's see how the output looks like in this case. What you should see is the similar sort of workflow where it searches through the directory, it tries to read the content that it has searched, tries to stitch them together, but in this case, something unique is happening. It is invoking a deep thinking mode or a reasoning mode, and you can see the difference that it has done that in a dynamic manner, and you still get like similar quality result, except that it's a lot better. It also is helpful when the agent encounters errors, or sometimes these models are non-deterministic, so they work in strange ways, and having that ability to do test time compute dynamically, sorry, reasoning dynamically, is extremely useful for these models. That's right. I think the revenge now is complete officially. But look, the point of the story is the following. Fun aside, I think it's really important for us to think about these systems in a human-like manner. I know it's counterintuitive. In many cases, it does not make sense to think of AI as a human, but in some cases it does. Let me explain. If you think of this agent as a junior developer or an intern, then what you wish to do is to give them autonomy, but within reason, right? Within boundaries. Because if you don't give them the autonomy, they will keep coming back to you. And that defeats the whole purpose of having somebody to help you on hand. And over-engineered solutions, sometimes many forms of RAG can be that prevent you from being flexible, because in enterprise there are so many different kinds of problems that we deal with. Having something of this nature is not only better in terms of performance, yes, there are some trade-offs, it is a bit slower, but it is certainly more flexible and scalable. So these are all the thoughts that I wish to share with you today. I hope that you enjoyed that, and if you have some comments, or if you're religious about RAG, please do not comment on this video. And you have a fantastic day and a week ahead.